The Prime Minister of Korea visited the 10th Assembly of the World Council of Churches in Busan, Korea on yesterday. He commended the member churches on their efforts to bring about unity. I'm Angelique Walker-Smith, and this is Madang Live. Also in our program today, the theme plenary took place. Later, we talked to members of the youth delegations to the assembly. Let's now look at the news. Korean Prime Minister visited the theme plenary yesterday. He asked church leaders to continue to pray for peace on the Korean Peninsula.
And we are honored to meet him, and hopefully also will feel the inspiration of being here and see how significant this meeting is, gathering Christians from the whole world together here in Korea.
The theme plenary is where delegates to the World Council of Churches Assembly consider the directions for their discussions. The theme this year is God of Life, lead us to peace and justice.
You're coming out of the plenary session. What do you have to say about it?
I think this is one of the most important plenary that we have during this General Assembly. And the four speakers made the accent on the reality of social justice today in the world.
Basically, it was very interesting because there was a young theologian who was asking questions, and she was saying, from this WCC Assembly, we want concrete action. And one action was to stop nuclear disarmament around the world. So that would be a call, I hope, which would bring life and make the theme, God of Life, lead us to justice and peace in the real true sense.
The Madang Hall is open and ready for visitation, and it is already attracting the crowds. There are over 90 exhibitions in Madang Hall. We asked a few stewards what they had to say about it.
Welcome to Madang!
Madang in Korean is a courtyard in the traditional home. And in this huge hall, we've created it just for you. And it's a place for encounter and sharing, and where you can witness the richness and diversity of the ecumenical fellowship. So here you have performances and side events and theater, everything that you can see here. And we've got some stewards to show you around.
So the Oasis is all about just a space to find peace and just to come together and maybe experience what paradise is all about, and just to come to realization that there's no paradise without water. So the whole idea of Oasis is to bring together people just to find peace and maybe meditate in here. So yeah, come check it out.
Actually, this place, Madang, is actually all about fellowship. But how will you be able to share the fellowship if there are some people who are not able to attend the conference? You could actually do it by getting the resources from the bookstore. You could actually get the books and read it and get the resources from the bookstore and go out to the world and share your resources and knowledges with the other people, and that way you could attain the fellowship all you need.
Welcome to the library. This is a place where you can listen to yourself, pray, and meditate throughout your spiritual journey.
Yesterday was Black Thursday. Black Thursday is a movement that speaks out against the abuse of women. Many here at the Assembly were a part of this Black Thursday. Anam Gill has more to say about yesterday.
Today, at World Council of Churches 10th Assembly, most of the people were wearing black, trying to convey the message that gender-based violence should stop.
So I see you wearing black, so what is this about? Thursdays in Black is an initiative that the World Council of Churches is renewing to be in solidarity and with victims of violence against women. We chose to do our book launch or our book presentation and discussion of When Pastors Pray on Thursday to be in solidarity with the Thursdays in Black campaign.
This is an intriguing title, When Pastors Pray. So let's see what this book is about.
I'm sure that a lot of clergy people will not be happy about seeing this title, but at the same time it's important for us to bring our prophetic voice out to ensure that people are challenged for the very fact that they are in powerful positions.
Really a narrative of stories as well as a practical guide on how to deal with the sexual misconduct by pastors or priests.
I'm in support of this kind of the book because the gender-based violence is a huge and a big problem in our churches. I come from Malawi and I'm the General Secretary of Malawi Council of Churches. And more often I hear lots of stories surrounding the issue of pastors' prayer. And I'm saying this is not good because it gives a very distorted image of what a church is supposed to be done. So again, I find this work in line with the theme of this conference here, where we are saying, God of life, give us justice and peace.
It's Anam Gill reporting for Madang Live.
The Madang Hall will play host to many cultural activities over the next few days. There will be music, there will be drama, there will be art. Kimberly Ivany went there and witnessed a Korean prayer dance. Join us now for the report.
There's a funny sight inside the Madang today. People are taking pictures of costumes piled high. Big white hats and colorful tails make you do a double take. It's not quite clear what this regalia is for, until music. Drums start loud and steady, and the energy in the room begins to build. Moments later, the group moves into a circle as they take center stage. They begin to dance, uninhibited in the midst of vibrant lights.
This is Saljangu and Salim theology. Salim means life and living in Christian way.
It's a place where people could come and encounter each other, share with each other, share their stories, share their histories. It's a place also that you may find surprises along the way. Not everything is structured and ordered.
Much like the Soljangu. At this point in the prayer, the dancers break the fourth wall. They begin pulling the audience out of their places and onto the floor. These people who were once viewers convert to dancers. They become part of the prayer instead of watching it from the outside. The sense of unity is rich and transparent as the prayer of Soljangu is answered.
It was really interesting because I was a little down earlier, and then the drums, I said, let me just go check, and little by little that lifted my spirit up.
Reverend Everdith Landrow joined in the dance today. She says the experience was divine.
I started crying because the drums are very healing and the dance is very healing, and I just believe that dance is a way to unite us even amongst our differences or in spite of our differences. It's just a testament to how dance and arts can unite us independent of language, nationality, ethnicity. Music is a gift from God to help us connect at deeper levels than words.
With no words, just music and movement, Soljangu creates a place where people can find healing on common ground. It's a free space, an open space, a joyful space. This is one event at the Assembly that does not need translation. For Madang Live, I'm Kimberly Ivany.
The youth represent the future of Christianity and of the WCC. It is therefore fitting that there is a large contingent of young people here at the 10th Assembly of the World Council of Churches. I spoke with some of them to learn more about their hopes and their dreams. Well, to my left is Melisande Sifter, and we have Reginald Backus. And Melisande, you're from the EKD, or the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Germany. And Pastor Backus, you are a pastor in Brooklyn, New York, in the United States. I think I got that right. Does that sound good? Okay. Well, welcome. We are so excited to have you here. Say a little bit about, well, just a little bit about this idea of global identity. Melisande, at the plenary the other day, you made mention of you actually embody this kind of global identity from the Thai tradition and also the German tradition. And you posed the question to some of the, quote, the elders of the ecumenical movement. What would you say about that in this conversation?
Well, I personally think that that will greatly change the way we understand ecumenism and also carry it out, the ecumenical vision, because if you have this hybrid identity, or also just an experience, it can be a mixed marriage or a friendship, you start with the unity first, because you unite different streams within you, and you know the unity is there, that Christ already gave us. So you start not with the diversity, with the differences, you start with the unity, and then you look into the diversity that is there. Whereas right now, I often see that in the ecumenical movement, we also start with the diversity, trying to come to unity.
Mr. Backus, say a little bit about coming from the National Baptist Convention USA Incorporated from primarily an African-American perspective to a more diversified global community. How do you see her point in your light of your experience?
Absolutely agree, particularly if we start with our unity and then move to our diversity. I think that would be very helpful. One of the challenges coming from the African-American tradition or the tradition of black church in America is that we are considered somewhat of a landless people, a minority within the country. So it's been interesting coming here to Asia, some of the looks and just say the perception and how you're received still. Understanding that you're still a minority, even in a global place. So I would be very much interested in this unity piece, how we figure out how we come together based on Christian values and standpoints, and then we celebrate our diversity.
That is it today. Delegates will visit Seoul over the weekend. They will be there with their Korean hosts from the various churches. We'll learn more about this on Monday. Until then, have a good weekend.